Hi and welcome to Ambrosia. My name is Bhavya Desai and today is all about India's most expensive unknown vodkas. So as you might be knowing that vodka as a category in a drink is something which is very popular with a lot of Indians. People prefer to drink it many times and also it depends upon what's the sort of budget that you have and you will probably pick the brand that you want accordingly. For example, if you have a budget which might be reasonable and you want something which is very affordable, then you probably might be going for something like a Smirnoff. If you're looking for something which is a little bit more premium or a little bit more expensive in terms of budget, then you might increase it to Absolute and so on. And then there is another category which is of the good, really premium vodkas like your Cirocs and Grey Gooses and things like that. But did you know there is a category and there are brands and vodkas which are available in the market which really come in a super premium category, which ideally are above 4 to 5 to 6,000 even. And today we are going to talk about a lot of those vodkas. These are available in very select markets and select places. But what is the reason why they are so expensive and also how do they taste? So in this video we are going to find that out. So let's get started. So first up is the Titos Handmade Vodka, and as the name suggests, this is a handmade vodka by Bert Butler, also known as Tito Beverage II. This vodka comes from Austin, Texas, which is in the USA, and it has a legacy of more than 20 years with a very unique story. So the maker, as the name suggests, is Tito, and his vodka is truly handmade because it is distilled 6 times from corn and comes from the oldest legal distillery in Texas. The price of this vodka is rupees 4,250 in Mumbai, and it is only available in a few states and probably might be a little cheaper in the other states as well. So what's unique about the Tito's handmade vodka is that it is distilled out of corn, which means that it is naturally gluten-free. And if you see its labeling as well at the back, it will tell you that it is gluten-free and it's distilled 6 times. It is distilled using old pot stills, and every batch is taste tested. So let's try this and see how actually it tastes, because that's what's the most important thing. In terms of the bottle and the design, I really like it. I actually like the whole bronze touch on top. It gives you a little bit of a premium feeling, which otherwise is a bottle which is very simple, as I mentioned earlier as well. So in terms of nosing, you definitely get that little bit of corn, because obviously it's distilled out of corn. The vodkas which are usually distilled out of corn, they have a very peculiar aroma to them. It seems a little bit sweet as well. You can get a little bit of sweetness in terms of the aroma as well. But let's taste it and see. Definitely. You definitely get that hint of sweetness because of the corn. It's a little creamy as well, slightly creamy, which is again a very peculiar nature. It is distilled 6 times and you can get that because it's very smooth, it's very relaxing on the palate. The finish is also quite long. I still do get a lingering effect of that finish, and that normally is also cases with vodkas. Vodkas are not something which you usually get they basically like whiskeys or like other dark spirits, where you have them and probably if they're extremely smooth they will immediately taper off. So you definitely do get that longish nice finish, but very smooth, very easy on the palate. So if you actually mix it with whatever flavor you like, in fact this can be used in cocktails as well. So yeah, I mean I think it's quite good. I'm pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting it to be so good, but yes, I think it's quite nice, surely recommendable to most people. So next up is the Fashion Luxury Collection Vodka, which, as the name suggests, comes from the Fashion TV brand, which now extends to a lot of other things in terms of lifestyle as well, accessories and so on. Now this vodka is priced at rupees 6,500 and is targeted to someone who's looking for luxury and exclusivity. Now ideally in a normal world, this vodka should compare or compete with, in terms of price, with your Grey Gooses and Belvederes and so on. But in general, at a price of rupees 6,500, this is priced a little bit higher than them, because on an average, in Bombay, you might find your Grey Gooses for about 5,500 and so on. So that's what's interesting about this vodka, and there is a unique mix to it, which is in terms of its distillation process and the recipe as well. So enough of what the vodka is and how it's made and what it does in terms of its filtration process. Like every time, let's quickly just go ahead and taste it so that we are able to understand what the spirit offers. So in terms of nosing, you definitely do get a little bit of a hint of the premiumness or the smoothness, which they are calling, which is from the process of the filtration. I don't think it's also that potent in terms of alcohol, because I'm not really getting a lot of alcohol content as well. I'm just trying to hunt down what is the alcohol percentage in this. Because I'm pretty sure that it is not the standard percent, because it doesn't seem to be so potent. Okay, where is that information? 40% alcohol. There you go. So this is 40% alcohol. All right. So it's quite smooth, quite refined, odorless. I mean, I would say it's not really. I mean, you can definitely get that sense of vodka, because naturally it's not as much as what you'd probably find in other vodkas. Definitely lesser than Titos, but it's there. But I can understand what they're trying to mean in terms of the marketing jargon. It is actually very smooth, really refined. As it mentioned earlier as well, it goes through a quadruple process, also slow filtration process to infuse that live water. You do get that sense. It is actually quite smooth. There is a little bit of hint of spiciness at the end. The finish also is actually medium. It's not something which is very hard, hits you hard on the throat. It's quite nice. I can already feel that it's already settling in my throat as well. Definitely full marks to them. In terms of price, yeah, I mean, how does it compare to your Grey Gooses and things like that? I think it'll compare quite well, to be very honest, because usually vodkas are not something which are consumed neat anyways. So when you probably mix this to make a cocktail or something of that sort, or probably if you just have it with some sort of a mixture to have it as is, I think it'll be quite nice. I think people should ideally like this. I'd definitely give my thumbs up to this, for sure. So next up, we move on to fast cars and vodka. And next is the Tonino Lamborghini vodka. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, that is this anyway related to the Lamborghini car brand, then yes and no. The reason is because this is named the Tonini Lamborghini vodka, and it is started by the same people who actually started the car brand Lamborghini. That's why you also find a special edition of Lamborghini car called the Tonino Lamborghini. And this is the same people who had actually started it before they sold it off to the Volkswagen group. So much like that brand, they have now extended their name, their brand into lifestyle products, and vodka is one of them. So this vodka is the most expensive in this batch, and it's priced at rupees 8,800, and it comes in a shaped bottle which is like a prism sort of a look. But honestly, you might be able to find this vodka a little bit cheaper, because there are some promotions which are usually running with most of these brands. And also, this is the most expensive one in this lineup at rupees 8,800. So the Tonino Lamborghini vodka is also actually made out of corn, which means that in the natural distillation process, there might be a possibility that it might be a little sweet. But let's see how it is. Yes, as rightly thought, that because it's with corn, you can definitely get a little bit of that sweetness. But like most of the other vodkas also that I've tasted, it feels that this is going to be very smooth as well, because it seems really, in terms of nosing, it surely seems a little corny, a little creamy as well. It's good for sure. Again, yeah, it is very smooth. Definitely a little bit of sweetness as well, a little bit of creaminess as well, much like the Titos as well. The reason is because this is also distilled and made out of corn. So is this. Out of all of these, I do feel that this is probably the smoothest. It is very relaxed on the palate, but it does have a little bit of that extra punch, a little bit of hint of that spiciness, which gets you in terms of a longish finish. I can still feel that zing in my throat, which means that it is really nice. It's not something which is pungent, not overbearing or overpowering. So all in all, yeah, I would definitely say that it's quite good, to be very honest. Yeah, much liked by all of these vodkas. So there you have it. These are the 3 vodkas which are the most expensive unknown vodkas available in India. As I said earlier, so this is the Titos Handmade vodka, which is available probably in a couple of states. It'll be for about 4,250 in Bombay, maybe a little lesser or maybe more if in some other states as well. This is for 6,600. Which is the fashion luxury vodka collection. Again, very exclusive, as you can see from the bottle as well. It is made for luxury, and it is made for people who are really looking for that exclusivity. And finally, you have the fast car fast vodka, which is the Tonino Lamborghini vodka, which is for 8,800. So let me know what you thought about this video. Also, if you managed to get your hands on any of these vodkas, or if there are some other vodkas which you would like us to review or talk about, then do let us know in the comments as well. And as usual, make sure that you like, share and subscribe to our channel. Do also go on Instagram, do follow us for some interesting news, and look at our website as well, which is ambrosiaindia.com. And until next time, drink responsibly.